Thanks for sticking around on a Monday night. Or wait, it's Tuesday, isn't it? So we're the Blind Staggers. Thanks for staying out.
I mean, you came here because it was like $5. They had shows almost 7 nights a week, especially in punk rock. It was the 90s music scene in Chicago, period.
The city was full of clubs. There were bars that had stages and were venues, but there wasn't anything in the city that did punk rock for kids. And kids were definitely listening to music. And those kids didn't really have a place in Chicago to go and meet and gather and share ideas about culture and politics and music.
We really were into the Fireside because it was different. It was a bowling alley. It was like, what is this? Like if the Metro or somebody wanted us to play some show, we were like, no, we just wouldn't do it. We're like, it has to be completely independent and DIY, and not some super established club.
I kind of wanted to get out, which I think is a lot of people's reason for being drawn to a place like the Fireside, is because you could go there and not feel isolated and weird all the time. You found people that were just there for the same reasons and who somehow managed to like the same loud, obnoxious music that you did.
There was literally 8 shows a week, 2 on Fridays, 2 on Saturdays, and then 4 days during the week. I always used to laugh because, they'd put out this flyer and it was like the stock pages, like 5-point type, a bajillion bands.
People are like, I remember seeing Green Day at Fireside, and Green Day never played at the Fireside. That's kind of one of my favorite parts of it, maybe, is that there is a weird legend about it that you could say you saw anything here and they didn't, but they totally could have.
The place was only designed for legally 140 people. We redefined that and we called capacity 300. At times we had 800 or 900 kids in that place. Not a lot, but a few times.
When I was a teenager, the shows at Fireside were pretty hectic. They used to have a drop ceiling, and I remember pretty regularly the drop ceiling, somebody would pull out a ceiling tile and break it, then other people would start doing it.
And actually, to be honest, the shows I saw that were like that always kind of put me off a little bit, because it's this is one of the few places that we are allowed to have shows and actually function as a community, and we're actually ripping it apart tile by tile.
Everyone kind of knew it was getting turned back into a bowling alley full time. So they knew the shows were at least going to slow down, if not stop. And then no one knew when. And it's during a show, it was announced. So it was the last show. Actually, another guy that worked here, Jay, the drummer from Lester King, it was his first night working sound here. And it turned out to be the last night. He got totally overwhelmed. He was trying to protect my gear. People just started trying to trash the place. Yeah, someone.
The last show, I was working.
Someone threw potatoes down the ball return that night. Who brings potatoes to a punk rock show?
The past is obviously there, and it's a relevant thing, and it's something that influences the way that we do things. But we don't want this place to be a museum. It's no, we want to put on good shows that are relevant to what's going on musically right now in Chicago.
I don't think that the Fireside is ever going to be the focus like it was. In that time, the house show scene and the underground scene has totally exploded, and there's zillions of stuff going on and zillions of options, and so I don't think any one place will be anymore.
Now that the heyday is past, it definitely seems to stack up to the same sort of spirit that Gilman Street and CBGB's contributed to their cities.